Good morning. Minister for Home Affairs and Minister for Law, Mr. K. Shanmugam, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court of Singapore, Justice Kannan Ramesh and Justice Philip Jeyaretnam, President of the SIAC Court of Arbitration, Lucy Reed, my fellow SIAC board members, members of the SIAC Court of Arbitration, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome everyone, including those online, to Singapore Convention Week and the SIAC Symposium. It is delightful to see all of you back in Singapore. It's delightful to see the SIAC family reunited in person. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since we have met, we've exchanged ideas, and we've discussed the future of SIAC. We are really honored that you've taken the time and the trouble to fly into Singapore for this symposium and the convention week. SIAC started about 31 years ago in 1991, but it began to take off really about 13 years ago, when various measures were implemented in Singapore in recognition of a fact which remains valid today, that without the international community, SIAC will not be an international organization. You will remember that in 2008, the Singapore government moved to change the laws to allow international law firms to advise on international arbitration and insert Singapore as the seat and Singapore as the governing law in documents. You might remember that in 2009, SIAC's board was expanded to welcome international expertise. You will also remember that in 2013, we set up the SIAC court, and we understood then that the SIAC court had to be credible and well-respected. And for that reason, we invited the best in the world to be members of the court. And it gives me great pleasure to say that even today, the SIAC board comprises the very best from around the world, and the SIAC court boasts of none other than the top international arbitration practitioners. This recognition of the importance of the international community has taught us the importance of family. SIAC was a different creature in the 1990s and the early 2000s. But as we grew and as we embraced more of the international community into an enlarged family, SIAC benefited. We had the best of ideas, we had the best of expertise. And over the years, what has happened is a remarkable thing. The international community has come to see SIAC as an institution which belongs to it, and rightly so. The international community regards SIAC as an institution in which it has a stake, and rightly so. So I hardly meet lawyers, local or foreign. I hardly meet arbitrators, local or foreign, without them pulling me aside to say, do you think SIAC should be doing this as well? SIAC is doing X. I'm not sure it's a good idea. You may want to think more about that. And that's not criticism. That's not interference. It's about family being concerned about how SIAC is doing. And we understand that above all, humility is the most important ingredient in our values. And we understand that we don't know it all. We understand that we rely on you for ideas. We rely on you for suggestions and direction, and we benefit a great deal from it. The fact that so many of you are here today is testament to the fact that you see yourselves as part of the SIAC family. And I assure you that it's something that's so important to us that everything that we do now, every step that we take, we bear in mind how this will go down with you, how you will think about what we are doing, and whether you regard it as a step in the right direction for SIAC and for Singapore. I should also add that none of this would have happened without values that Singapore is known for: integrity, the rule of law, and the separation of powers. The wonderful thing about SIAC is it represents the country. And we all at SIAC understand that whatever we do reflects not just on ourselves, but the country. And so the government is fully engaged, sharing ideas with us and telling us that we may want to think about that, or we may want to think about another thing. The judiciary, best in class in the entire world, producing leading judgments in international arbitration, but not stopping there, going further in speeches, making suggestions about changes which are novel, which are cutting edge. Parliament moving quickly to change the laws. And it is this interaction between the different branches of government, together with the private sector, together with the international community sitting on the SIAC court, members of the board, cross-fertilization of ideas that makes us unique. It gives us the assurance that going forward, we will always have the best of input. And if we need to make changes, we can go to the government and we can make requests, and the government moves immediately, complete and unconditional support. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my fellow board members for their devotion to the institution. They come from all over the world. They have many things on their plate. But when it comes to SIAC and SIAC's matters, they give it their wholehearted attention. Members of the SIAC court, led by the extremely wonderful and superb Lucy Reed, and vice presidents, including Toby and Davinder. They give everything to the institution. The court members are always ready to help in our academies, in our aim to be thought leaders. And so we are incredibly well placed, having the warm embrace and support of the international family that we now have, having the support of all the arms of government, having the great SIAC management team led by Gloria and Kevin, the wonderful staff who work so hard, who deliver beyond our dreams and ambitions. And so it's been an honor and privilege to be the chairman of this incredible Singapore institution. And as I stand here today, and I say again, it gives me such pleasure and honor to see so many of you here. Welcome, welcome to Singapore. And I look forward to further interaction with all of you. Thank you very much.